Hi, this is Rob, and today's YouTube topic is a little bit different than my normal Chi Master topics, and it's about a topic called Our Lady of Fatima and the connection with the 2020 stock market top and crash and the 2025 stock market top and correction that we're experiencing, and is it going to be an event like 1987 or the 1929 crash, or just a correction, or a bear market, or a short bear market, or a more prolonged bear market. So what brings us to this topic today is, as part of the Chi energy, I've utilized certain energetic principles in order to track and to hunt the most healthy foods, nutrients, movements through my studies, through synchronicities that come to me, so I can be as healthy as possible. So part of my YouTube channel, thechimaster.com, is to help others learn more about their physical bodies and how they can create the Chi Master system for health, to be as healthy, to eliminate diseases, to help in healing process, to live longer and live healthier, to have more energy, and all those things. So what I'm applying here is, I went on a trip to Peru in 1998, and the main thing that I'll say that came out of that is some synchronicities with regards to a number 48. And then it started building, and me noticing other synchronicities and developing my intuition, and 1998 was when I went there. And so after 4 or 5 years, a friend of mine, Noreen Westling, who was my spiritual mentor and counselor that I met in my Tai Chi class and did many intuitive things in addition to dream workshops and things, said, "Rob, when are you going to turn 48? And then I thought about it, and I said, I'm going to turn 48 in 2012. And this was in the early 2000s, and this was when all the hype was going on regarding the ending of the Mayan calendar in 2012. And also connected with that, I had just started learning Tai Chi in December of 1987, which was right after the harmonic convergence that was in August of 1987. Then there was a 25-year transition period until 2012. So I won't go into more details other than I've been paying attention to numbers and synchronicities with regards to all kinds of issues: dates, license plates, numbers, times. So where that brings me to today is, I've studied many Marian apparitions, from Our Lady of Fatima, Our Lady of Guadalupe, Our Lady of Lourdes, and others. I've read many books, so like this book I have, Vision of Fatima, by a priest who was present there, and here's Fatima and Lucia Santos' own words. So what we have is 3 seers, which were young children, and that seemed to be a consistent theme, with rare exceptions, that the Marian apparitions would appear mainly to children, and a lot of times they were female children. So the 3 seers of Fatima were Lucia Santos, then her 2 cousins, Jacinta Marto and Francisco Marto. And so basically, as part of my process of looking into investments in 2018 a little bit more intensely than I had in the past, I had noticed that the death date of Lucia Santos was on a February 13th, and she lived to be 94 or so, but her 2 cousins died after the Spanish flu in 1919 and 1920. So she died on February 13th, and then I noticed in 2020, when I was researching market tops, I had some dreams regarding bear markets, and I was kind of heightened and paying attention to that stuff to give me an edge financially. And then I noticed that the stock market started dropping, and I was paying attention to this date after February 13th, specifically the Dow index. in 2020. Then on February 20th, which was the date of Jacinta Marto, I noticed at the top of the Nasdaq 100 and the index and the S&P 500 was on February the 19th. On the date of her death, the 20th, that's when the market went lower, and it continued to go lower until it bottomed sometime in March of that year. So that was really brought things to my attention, and noticing stock markets, numbers and dates. So there's been other times that I've used numbers and dates and things to translate to possible bear markets and when to be on edge. So I won't go into detail on those, but where we're at right now is this is 2025, and what I've noticed is from on the S&P 500, there was a topping pattern from February 13th to an exact top on February 20th, and then after February 20th, the stock market started falling. So it's been a consistent downturn since then for the S&P 500 index. So I kind of related the death of Jacinta Marto to the kind of the death, at least on a temporary basis, it's usually never permanent, of the stock market for investing purposes. So it seems like 2020 is repeating itself in 2025 as far as with a market correction and possible more than a market correction. Only time will tell. Today is, by the way, is March 11th, 2025, and that is the birth date in history of Jacinta Marto. And so on the Nasdaq, it had a top of 20,204 somewhere in either December or January, but then it went through a 2 or 3 month period of topping. So around February the 20th, not an exact top, but right around 20,000, very close to that top, is when it started falling the next day, and it's been in a downtrend ever since for the Nasdaq. And then as far as for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, that had a market top maybe in around the 13th or so, close to of the stock market again, and that was the death of Lucia Santos, and that's right around the same date as the death of the Dow in 2020. So it seems like Lucia Santos' death date of February 13th seems to correspond to the Dow, and Jacinta Marto's death date corresponds in 2020 into 2025. So we've got two major market tops. So as far as where we're going from here, I don't know, but this is some of the information I wanted to bring forth, and part of the energy of the Chi master is hunting and stalking and tracking the healthiest foods. And right now we're in a disastrous situation with regards to the ultra processed foods, the artificial foods that are being perpetrated upon us and made available, that are highly addictive by corporations, as I deem the money changers. And now we have artificial intelligence is being propagated by the tech titans to, so we've got artificial food to replace the healthy, real food, that's God's food. And now we have artificial intelligence that is being perpetrated, so tech titans can take over all your decision making. So artificial intelligence, apocalyptic intelligence is what I'm calling it, to take the place of God's intelligence. So anyway, we'll see how far things go from here, whether this is just a correction or whether it's if there's a coming crash or a prolonged or short bear market. But again, today's date is March 11th, 2025, and this whole topic is the market tops of 2020 during COVID. And we'll see, it seems like, at least for now, whether it goes for a month or longer, that the market tops could possibly hold for a period of time, relating to the death dates of the seer Jacinta Marto on February 20th and on Lucia Santos on February the 13th. So thank you and have a great day today.